Hey, and welcome back. So this will be the first video of a series I'm going to be doing about modeling dice. This is going to be a basic video, and then we'll get more complex as we go. So our first dice we're going to do is a D10, or correction, a D6. You know, a basic square, nothing too crazy, something we can model pretty quickly in Fusion. Mainly we're going to be working on importing SVGs into Fusion, and that will be our dice numbers and our dice faces. So really this is mostly just a basic tutorial, and then slowly we'll get into the more complex shapes of like how to model a D10 or a D20 in Fusion. So with that, you're going to need an additional program. You're going to need Inkscape. Inkscape is a free program. I'll move over here so we can see it. And this is what we're going to be using to turn our images into vectors, SVGs, that Fusion can then see as a sketch, and then from there we can kind of extrude or take away from our model. So if you want to take a second, go ahead and go out and get Inkscape and install that, and then we'll come back and start importing our images into Inkscape. Okay, so hopefully you found that pretty quickly. Inkscape's a pretty light program. It won't take up a lot of space. So let's go ahead and start bringing in our images. We're going to do a file, open. We're going to find our first number or whatever you're trying to import. So we'll do number 1. Now it is better with black and white. The contrast just works better. You can pull in more complex images, but it's kind of an on or off with Inkscape, with this method at least. So we got our black and white number 1 here. Oh, we open up in a new, so we can just close that one. Okay, so make sure we have our image selected. Before, if you don't have anything selected, it's not going to do anything. So make sure your image is selected, and then you're going to want to go to path. You want to do path to object, or correction, not bitmap. Yeah, trace bitmap. It's going to trace it. Depending on how complex your image is, you can change this up and down, but really there's not a lot to it. So ensure you have brightness cutoff selected. You can adjust again how you want, update, see how it looks. If you're good with that, click OK. It won't close automatically, so just hit the exit button. And then we want to go to path again, and we're going to want to go to object to path. Okay, and then it didn't do too much there, but if we drag it, we have 2 objects. So this one here is our vectored image. You can see it looks a little bit cleaner. I don't know how to tell you, but yeah, there's a subtle difference. We go back to our original, and we can delete our original picture. We bring our regular image back in, and that's it. So now we're going to save. So, okay. And then it should select it and save it as SVG automatically. 0, the one I was testing with. Save it. You shouldn't have that replace option. You can tell it OK. So now that we have our vector created, now we can import it over into Fusion. Okay, and we're back. I forgot my caliper. I had to go find them. So I got some Warhammer dice here. They're a little bit smaller than your typical dice, but just real quick. So 9.9 meters. Let me zero that out. 0. That's better. 12. 12 millimeter. 12. Okay, 12 millimeter. So that's all we needed. Let's go to our create sketch, find our plane, and we're just going to do a center rectangle. 12 by 12, and we're going to extrude it by 12. Finish. Extrude by 12. There you go. 12 by 12 cube. Let's say this is the easiest dice we can make, so we're not going to play around with the modeling a whole lot today. It's mainly just how to import the vectors and make it all look good. Okay, so next part is we're going to start importing our SVGs to the face of our cube here. You can import to a plane, but you can also import directly to the faces here. So to do that, we're going to do a insert, SVG. We'll browse out to where they're located. So I went ahead and finished doing the exports into SVGs for all the other numbers. So we'll get importer number 1. And then now it's going to ask us to import to a face or to a plane, and we're going to import to the front face here. Now they will be kind of large, depending. Sometimes they're kind of small. It just really depends, and just resize it until it fits on what you're doing here. Just take a minute here. Probably make it a little bigger, not by much though. Okay. There we go. Alright, enter. And it will create it into a sketch. You see over here, it created a new sketch. And we'll finish that sketch. And now, just like with any other sketch, we can extrude from the, you know, from here. So, we'll select the outline. And we'll do a probably 1 millimeter. Now currently it's going to try and raise it. We want to cut it in 1 millimeter, probably a little bit. Let's do half a millimeter, and we're going to do a negative half millimeter. Almost. Come on, minus. There we go. Now it's a cutaway, and we'll tell it okay. There we go. So now we have our cutaway. Alright, and we'll go ahead and do this for the rest of it. Same process. We'll do it one more time here. So let's go ahead and do our insert SVG. Let's see. The opposite of 1 is a 5. Yeah, pretty sure. Let's make sure. No, opposite of 1 is a 6. Oh yeah, okay. No. 6. And this side here, same process, resize. And is that about, spacing's a close. Yeah, about right there. I like that. Okay. Tell it okay. Then finish our sketch. Extrude. Outline. Minus 0.5. Enter. And there we go. There's our cutaway. So, yep. You can go ahead and do the same for your other sides, and we'll come back. Okay, so we're back real quick. Ran into an interesting error. If you come across this, I'll show you a little workaround. So, same as before, I was trying to just extrude, right? Negative 0.5, not 55. And I'm getting an error. It's just failing to complete the process for, you know, whatever stupid reason. Okay, too easy. Instead of cutting, make a new body. Okay. Now we'll have 2 bodies. 2 bodies, right? Number 4 body, Q body. Too easy. Now we combine them. Combine this one. And we're going to do a cut. And the tool body will be our number 4. And we just tell it okay. There we go. Easy. Thanks, Fusion. You're so good. Alright, so that's pretty much about it. Once you applied your SVG to everything and you've done your extrusion, that's about it. You have your dice. So that's a basic 6-sided dice cutout. Now, again, the future videos will go over a bit more complex things on how to actually make you know, a D4, a D8, D10, D12, D20. And then probably go over a few more designs, because this right here is just a basic square. There's not really a whole lot going on with it other than just a square with numbers, and we can make it look a little prettier if we took the fillet and maybe you know, played with these corners here a bit. really, this is just a basic video on the idea of how to, you know, import your SVG to a dice. So there, we kind of rolled it. It cut off a few of the edges because, again, we had it all the way to the top almost on these, but yeah, you kind of get the idea. So there you go. How to create a D6, importing SVGs to a surface in Fusion. And again, this is just the first video, so please come back for our other videos.